Salute, salute. Salute to God, the Most High, the creator of everything. Salute to all my day ones. Salute to all the new subscribers, man. Salute, man. God is good. You can't tell me God ain't good, man. Thank you, and I appreciate every single last one of you. Please hit that notification bell. Please share these videos. Continue to have your friends and family members to subscribe. We're growing together. We're growing together. Um, Listen, one time, and that's for everybody. Two salutes to the God. You know what I'm saying? We got to jump back into this, y'all, exactly where we left off because I want to get into the pilot situation. This is the Benny Show. Y'all go subscribe to the Benny Show. You know what I'm saying? Go subscribe. Do it now.
And I would say that when an impact occurs, it's typically when the altitude of both aircraft, where the altitude of both aircraft were at the moment, nobody survived the collision. So what the hell is going on here? Is there like a cover-up happening right now? Again, you can see the helicopter and the jet crashing right here as the plane was cleared to approach the airport. The commercial aircraft was doing nothing wrong. The commercial aircraft was told to land on this approved landing strip, and it was doing a turnabout the airport that was typical and standard for a commercial aircraft. It was the Blackhawk helicopter that seems to have been wildly out of course and illegally flying at altitudes and distances that is.
What's troubling about this whole thing is the fact that not only was it a mid-air aviation collision, but it involved a military aircraft. Talk about homeland security or homeland security threats. I mean, that is mind boggling. That is troubling in itself, ladies and gentlemen.
Not allowed to fly. So it raises a lot of questions about the Blackhawk helicopter. So does Donald Trump. The Blackhawk helicopter was flying too high by a lot. It's far above the 200-foot limit. It's really not too complicated to understand, is it? Says Donald Trump. I mean, that's your commander-in-chief saying it's the Blackhawk helicopter's fault. May not matter, but the black box and radar data from the jet indicates the crash occurred at 325 feet. Helicopter cockpit display says the helicopter 200 feet when the crash occurred. Awaiting the helicopter black box to see if it confirms, explains why no evasive action was taken in the helicopter pilots. Were in the clear, being at the altitude that they were supposed to be at. Okay, so they're saying that perhaps there was an instrument misreading?
That's an argument. That's an argument. Based on how that was articulated, that's an argument that can be considered if there was actually a malfunction. Had the aviation or the air control tower had been letting the Black Hawk pilots know that, hey, you are at 200 feet, but it was misread, it was a device failure, mechanical failure, then yeah, you really can't blame them for thinking that they were at 200 feet. You know, you really can't. So that's a good basis.
Like the instruments were broken inside this helicopter? You're going to have to show me data to prove that. Black box versus tower altitude difference. Still waiting on the black box recorder for the helicopter. That's what we're going to need. We must have the helicopter data. Look, why haven't we heard anything about what was going on inside that cockpit? That's the thing that has me so upset about this entire story. Where is the information from those pilots? There were 3 pilots. All we need to know about how high the black boxes were on the jet, saying it was flying helicopter black box means nothing. It was obviously at the same altitude as the jet. Idiot.
Think about it. Military aircraft involved in an accident. The military moves very stealthily. Okay. They are concealed. All right. They're private. You think they're going to release this black box from a military aircraft to the public? You think that it's not going to go through all types of channels, all types of clearance? You know, one has to think like this. Had this been another commercial airline or something like that, another commercial vessel, we would have been had both black boxes. So it's not the fact that it's waterlogged or they can't get to it or something. No. Think about the clearance. Think about the classification and declassification. Consider all of this, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is common sense. This is common sense. Let's think about all of that.
Other things that lead you to scratch your head and question exactly what's going on here. Why did they wait 4 days to release Rebecca Lobach's name? Rebecca Lobach was the female pilot inside of the Blackhawk helicopter when it crashed. I'm not here to blame everything on Rebecca Lobach, but I am here to ask some real severe questions about why somebody with such inexperience in flying a helicopter, she only had 500 hours of flight time. That's not a lot of flight time to be flying over the most dangerous possible flying zone in America, inside of Washington, D.C., by this airport. I'm not saying that she also worked for Joe Biden. She physically worked for Joe Biden in the White House. I'm not saying that that disqualifies her for military service. But I am saying that if you're a part-time pilot, because you have another job here, and you're working for Joe Biden, you clearly are not a fan of Donald Trump, and you're definitely not a fan of Donald Trump's policies, obviously. You're working for an activist president. She is herself an activist. This is
He's got another point there, ladies and gentlemen. He's got another point. They waited 4 days to release her name. Again, classified, declassified, White House related, government affiliate. I mean, this stuff is secrecy. This stuff is secrecy. Let's not act like we don't know how the higher ups get down here. Let's not act like we don't know their method of operation. So, considerably, that's something to think about too. And she had to be opposed to Donald Trump because she was in the cabinet with Joe Biden. She was on his cabinet. I mean, let's go.
been proven over and over again. Her own family says she's an activist. Her own family has eulogized her as an activist and an ally. Okay, fine. Again, doesn't disqualify you for military service.
Right here is the point I wanted to get at. The whole world got upset with Donald Trump when this accident first took place. And they asked him, is this DEI? He said, possibly we'll have to look into it and investigate it. Now you're saying that this is DEI. Here she is with her LBGT community of friends. Here she is. Her face is circled right here in red. Her face is circled right here in white. Here she is. Now, did Trump not just ban transgenders in the military? Are not the LBGTQ community all linked together? They're going to stand for one another. They're going to stand. I'm not saying this was her motive. I'm saying that Trump was right when he said DEI. I told y'all, DEI does not only affect black people, it affects immigrants, and it affects the LGBTQ community broadly. Broadly. The same way affirmative action didn't just affect black people, it affected white women the most. Yes, it affected everyone. All right. So here's your DEI. It's proven. It's proven. Want to know how she was flying this Black Hawk jet after being in Joe Biden's cabinet and being in the military and only having 500 hours worth of flight hours and flight experience? Want to know how that was possible? DEI. Now, how many people would still be alive? 70 people. 67 on American aircraft jet, and the three pilots who lost their lives on this Black Hawk. Now, these are all alleges, but I'm not alleging DEI. You can see DEI. Let's get back to it.
What it does cause is people asking questions about why would you wait to release her name, and then when you release her name, zero social media footprint. Can't find out anything about her. Nothing. Nothing. Would her social media pages be all about how much she hates Donald Trump? Be about DEI in the military? Would her social media pages have anything to be? I don't know, because they're all scrubbed. And when you scrub something, when you get rid of the evidence, it means you're hiding something. That's what it implies to people, right? That's right. She was a pilot. People are asking online, how many evaluations did she pass because she weren't allowed to fail or because her instructor looked the other way? I mean, if she's working inside of the Biden administration, you just have to assume. You have to assume that there was some privilege there. Maybe I'm wrong, but it sure would be nice to know. Be nice to have like her records. The Pentagon should get on releasing those. We should be able to find out everything we can about her. They should have never let her hide her name and identity. The Pentagon, like this individual, was part of this deadly crash. That all available evidence points to that helicopter being in the wrong place, doing the wrong thing, not responding to the radar tower, and then we don't get this person's name and all of her social media is scrubbed.
Does this not sound like someone is hiding something? Does it not? Does this not sound like there's something they don't want the public to know or figure out? And everything involved here that they're hiding is government affiliated, from the black box in the military aircraft, the Blackhawk, to hiding and scrubbing this person's identity, thoughts, opinions, posts, everything else. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen.
So, what exactly are they hiding here? Why haven't we recovered the black box? The black box have transponders on them. The black box have little GPS units inside of them, so you can go find them in case of something like this. So why haven't we found that black box? Why haven't we heard any recordings from the cockpit? Like, obviously that's being recorded somewhere. I assume the military helicopter is in communications with a separate base. This was out of Fort Belvoir, and then it was flying, and there's military comms channels that are on these.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think in the comment box. I will drop this link in the description box once again. We'll consider this part 2. If you want to know this, help me figure this out. If there's any subscribers, any independent viewers, y'all get on it. Figure it out. Send me something. Email GEDDI1977 at gmail.com. That is GEDDI1977 at gmail.com. Y'all help me figure this thing out. Okay, send me whatever you come across. Trolls, don't worry about it. You know, now get your one on one, get your one on one, get your one on one with your higher power. Y'all stay prayed up, stay blessed up, stay meditated up, stay protected, stay real, stay conscious, stay uncut, be inspired, be great, be you. And don't forget, hit that like button when you come in, hit that subscribe button, go over to that little bell, click notification, and put it on all so that you are notified whenever I drop new content, y'all. We got to get the watch time, man. I'm so close to monetizing, and you guys have been great for me. It's been an amazing ride, and I feel like God has this in store. Let's make it happen. I appreciate everyone. Ashe, ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, brothers and sisters.